What's going on, guys? I have another hobby. Well, at least I'm getting into another hobby. I have not yet done this, but for some of you guys out there, you will recognize some of this equipment, some of these lures. Yes, it is fishing, but it is more specifically ice fishing. I've never been ice fishing before, but I've been jonesing so bad to go fishing, I can't wait till spring. I just can't. And because this year it has been particularly cold, I mean like record-breaking cold, I feel a little bit more confident going out on frozen water. You know what I mean? Whereas previous years, it's sketchy. I definitely don't want to fool around on thin ice, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty confident. A lot of different ponds and stuff in my area, as well as the pond I usually fish in, will be pretty darn solid, all right? And will support the weight and everything else. So I want to get into ice fishing. I went out and just spent a little bit of money, got some real basic gear. I bought myself a very cheap pole, medium action, right, just in case I do get something decent online, because when I'm fishing, I'm going to be mostly fishing for bass, as well as maybe some different bluegill and stuff. But yeah, just a real basic setup. I bought myself one tip-up. If you haven't seen this or know what a tip-up is, it is basically just a fish trap, just like an animal trap, but for fish. That is right here, so it has a reel on it. And this is folded up, it unfolds to basically like a wood cross, all right? And I don't know what this is, that's not a cross, it's a wood cross. And there's a piece of wood sticking up, right? And there's a little pole here, so basically as your line moves out and a fish tugs on it, turns this bar and flips this metal piece here, which is on a spring, and this basically just throws a flag up. So this way you can see if you have something on the line. So this is a great way to basically fish a bunch of different spots at the same time, drill a few holes here and there. I did get an auger, which is for drilling through the ice, but I don't have it yet. But I did post a picture of that on Instagram, seeing if people can guess where it is. And surprisingly enough, there are a ton of people out there who do ice fishing. So much so, I really had no idea how popular it was, at least in the area, because I got some of the stuff at Walmart, got some of the stuff from Field and Stream. And when I was at Field and Stream, I wanted to buy an ice auger so I can drill the holes in the ice. The guy told me they had 12 of them, and they sold out in like 2 days. All right, as well as all their fishing poles too, their ice fishing poles. I was like, oh, it's crazy. So I went on Amazon. Amazon had like 2 in stock, because I did research and I wanted a specific one. I wanted the Eskimo. It's a hand, ice auger. I don't want to have to not only spend extra money in some kind of a motor driven, or even some are propane driven. But I figured just a manual one's totally fine, something I can use forever, sharpen up the blades myself. It's a $50 investment. But even on Amazon, while I was going to order one, the 2 that were there sold, literally while I was trying to check out. So it's a pretty popular sport apparently, and a lot of fishermen can't wait for spring. So totally new hobby, totally unnecessary. I have a lot of hobbies, you know what I mean? And each one costs me money and time. But this is something that I'm very excited to try. Like I said, just some real basic gear. Put a little, ice scoop here, so you can keep the hole open and scoop out the little bits of ice and stuff once you drill. As far as the lures, this is totally new to me. Because, ice fishing, you use a small little pole, unlike a lot of different types of fishing. You're literally sitting, over top of where you're fishing. You're not casting out anywhere. You're dropping it down. And for the most part, you're jigging. You're just bopping a lure up and down. As far as artificials, I'm not doing any live bait other than maybe some wax worms. I did get some wax worms as well. But a lot of these are, different lures that are going to essentially just go up and down. So you can see this one, we have a treble hook on the bottom, but we also have these single hooks on the sides. Because again, I'm not dragging this through the water column. I'm not bringing it to a boat. I'm not casting anywhere. It's just being attached here, and it's bobbing up and down. I got some pretty common stuff, some spoons, because I fished spoons before many years ago as a child, and they're pretty effective, not just for ice fishing. It's a great lure in general for bass and stuff, but haven't done it in many years, and it's kind of a staple for ice fishing. Again, totally new to this. You guys can post comments. I'm sure some people watching the video that you've been ice fishing for 30 years or whatever, and you can definitely give me some tips, because I'm completely open to this. Trying to learn as well as, you know, experience it myself. But yeah, pretty cool. And for safety, I did get some, I believe these are called ice picks. And essentially this wraps around your neck. I know the more popular ones are ones that kind of stick together. So when you see ice fishing videos and pictures and stuff, people have this, you know, orange or yellow bar that's in, you know, by their neck. And what it is this happens to be retractable, all right? So you slam these like handles, you slam it into the ice and the pick sticks into the ice. So if you ever fell in, God forbid, you can dig yourself out and have something to grip. You know, you slam this into the ice and it'll hold firm. You can use your, you know, your arm strength to pull your body out of the water. Pretty scary thought of falling into the ice, you know, but it's a big reality. When I first start, I think I'm gonna start sitting on the dock, you know, just to get used to the whole thing. You know what I mean? And eventually I'll go out where it's more efficient, because I really do want to fish the deep end where some of those big boys are sitting around, you know, but just want to get the hang of it before I actually get out on the ice. But yeah, if you guys have any tips for me, please let me know down below. You know, your experience can certainly save me some time and aggravation in trying different things. But I think it's gonna be fun. You know, the one thing though is I'm not a big fan of the cold. And to sit out there, I have to really prepare properly and have the proper gear on, you know, be layered up, you know, so I'm actually comfortable. I don't want to, you know, sit there and suffer. So, you know, we'll see, but I'm very, very excited about it. I can't wait. Let me know down below if you want ice fishing videos. Of course, some people will, some people won't, just like any subject. I will, of course, do at least one video when I first try it. And we'll see what happens, but just very excited about it. It's a way for me to be able to fish year round. So some of these things, some of these small investments, again, if there's a specific lure, you're like, you got to try this. I know I don't have any tungsten jigs. I know that's also extremely popular lure for ice fishing, so maybe I'll get into those in the future as well. As far as the tip ups, I only got one just because I wanted to try it, you know, but I do know that up by my my parents, my second great grandfather, at least I know my grandfather has his father's stuff. He used to do ice fishing, and he's an old time basket with a bunch of tip ups. I have to check them out to see if they're functional, see what the, you know, wood is, if it's falling apart, if it's rotted out or whatever. But yeah, I have a big basket of tip ups to hopefully be able to use and salvage and stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. You know what I mean? I really had no idea how popular this really was. The second I posted the thing on Instagram, the auger, I had a bunch of messages like, oh dude, I can't believe you're getting into ice fish. I ice fish all the time, you know, every winter. I can't wait to do it. It's some people enjoy ice fishing even more than just fishing in the summer. It's definitely its own thing. And it's like any hobby. You can spend thousands of dollars on different stuff and get your own little, you know, portable shanty, and some people go out and they grill on the ice and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm starting very simple. Eventually we'll maybe add a couple lures here and there, maybe invest in a couple more tip ups, you know, if I find them at garage sales and stuff like that, super cheap. But yeah, just here to tell you, there'll probably be an ice fishing video eventually. My biggest thing is time. I'm so spread out as it is right now. I just never have time for anything, you know what I mean? But I figured, hey, on a cold day, if I can find the time to do it, I love to go out and you know, experience this for myself. I'm so into fishing, and I'm watching all these fishing videos, and I'm like, I really want to go fishing, you know? So I figured the only way to do it is to go out on the ice and do some ice fishing. Come summertime, I also want to try doing using a hand line, you know, fishing without a reel. So we will, or not a reel, you know, a pole. We basically just have a little, you know, spool and some line on it and hand fish. Very primitive way of fishing. So besides that, I've always been really focused on bass. I do have some huge carp in the pond. Eventually, I'll probably try carp fishing as well, see if I can get one of those beasts out of the water. And I also want to do some catfish fishing. You know, I haven't caught a catfish since I was probably, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old. So that'd be fun too. So nice little variety of stuff. But anyway, for all the fishing people out there, please feel free to comment down below. Again, give me any tips, anything that you do that helps you, whatever. I am not using a fish finder. I know that's extremely popular. You know, there's all kinds of technology. Even some of the things are pretty cheap setups, like the iBobber and things like that, where basically you stick something in the water that's floating there, and it shows you, like sonar, it shows you where the fish are and stuff. I'm not bothering with that. Just very simple. Drill a hole in the ice, sit there, and do some jigging and cross my fingers, essentially. Not only to hopefully I get a fish, but also to keep it warm, because it will be cold. So we will see. I will suffer through the cold to experience this and see how I like it. I might hate it, but I don't know. I have a kind of a feeling that I'll like it. As long as, you're bundled up properly, as long as you're warm, I think it could be a really fun thing if you are really into fishing. I read somewhere once, or someone said to me, and it always stuck in my head, there's no such thing as bad weather, just unprepared people. And it's such an interesting quote. Can give credit to whoever said that. I don't know if that's a famous quote or just some dude said it, but it always stuck with me. It's true. It doesn't matter if it's negative 48 degrees outside or if it's 120. There is no such thing as bad weather, just unprepared people. We have the technology to be out in pretty much any condition on Earth. You know what I mean? Above water, below water, anything. It's just a matter of getting the right equipment. And of course, in some cases, it's a matter of being able to afford the proper equipment to be out in extreme weather and stuff. But here in Pennsylvania, although they are record numbers, I mean, the highs sometimes the last couple of weeks have been like 2 or 3 degrees during the day, and then like, negative 10, and with the wind chill, like negative 30. That's what it feels like. That's record lows here. But it's not like ridiculous. Some people live all year round like that in other parts of the world. So, it is what it is. Like I said, as long as I bundle up, it should be nice and cozy, and bring out some soup or some coffee or something in a thermos, and just chill out. Try to catch some fish. So that's how badly I want to go fishing, is I can't wait for spring. I'm going to do it in the winter. So anyway, thanks in advance for anyone who could throw me some helpful hints that might save me some aggravation, being a total noob at ice fishing. And if I do like it, eventually I'll invest in a better reel and rod combo, more tip-ups, more lures, stuff like that. But for right now, everything that I have is about $150 total. It's $100 in the equipment and $50 in the ice auger. The ice auger will last forever. The lures, as long as I don't lose them, they'll last forever. So it's a pretty decent investment. Even if I lose the interest, it'll be there for my family members and friends and stuff to try it as well. So anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish everyone a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Take care.